Do you know what your teenagers are accessing on Instagram? The Herald's highlighting an experiment by a Christchurch documentary maker revealing the disturbing content that's still making its way through new protection settings for teenage accounts. Take a look at what Nadia Maxwell found when she set up an account posing as a 13-year-old girl, and a warning, some of this content is disturbing.
Absolutely anything, then I need you to stop what you're doing and watch this video. I can't leave the house by myself. I haven't managed to in years.
Going outside just feels so overwhelming. Oh my god, I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's pretty shocking stuff. Nadia Maxwell is the documentary maker and joins me now. Nadia, good morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
What do you say, I'm just watching that, bit horrified, that this is just what's going on in these teenagers' heads? That's actually just a reflection of what's going on in their heads?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think many of us would kind of dream that, I guess, that level of distressing content is served up to 13-year-olds. And I think a really important thing to note is that teens don't even need to go looking for this content. You know, if you linger on a piece of content that's presented in your reel and your feed, the algorithm just serves you more of the same. So with that test experiment, I never searched for that content. I never liked it. I never followed any of those accounts, and yet it kept on appearing in my feed. You know, and I think it's pretty sad if we kind of think that is the kind of the reality for teens today. I hope it's not.
Doubt. Yeah, it's actually heartbreaking, really. Well, how long did it take from when you signed up? You're not searching for this stuff. How long before it started feeding you this stuff?
About 4 days, but I was only averaging about 37 minutes a day, you know, and we know that a lot of teens are spending, you know, a lot more time than that per day. You know, on these platforms, so not long.
And what was the most shocking thing you saw, Nadia?
You know, I think it was the eating disorder content. You know, and it's really hard to look away from this content. I think to anyone who thinks, oh, you know, teens should just sort of scroll on past, you know, think, what did you do the last time you drove past like a car accident? You know, we're kind of wired to look. We don't want to look, but on some level we're wired to look, and we do. And you know, tech companies, you know, they know this and they exploit it. You know, a 13-year-old's brain is no match for the most powerful tech companies with these, you know, incredible algorithms that manipulate behaviour. You looked at
Instagram and the content that it fed up before and after the change that they made. Was there a difference? Did you notice?
The one positive I would say is that the amount of like kind of really over sexualized content, you know, did drop before the teen settings came in. That was, you know, off the charts, but that dropped. But in terms of kind of distressing content that, you know, that we would hope an average 13-year-old wouldn't see, that was still really prevalent, you know. So it actually made me feel quite angry because, you know, Instagram on one hand, you know, they're announcing to parents, you know, hey, we've got you back. We've got these new built-in protections, peace of mind for parents. Yet they're continuing to push harmful content, you know, our kids' way. So it feels completely disingenuous to me.
It does, doesn't it? PR exercise. Nadia, do you have kids yourself?
I do, yes. I've got two teenagers. Yep, two girls.
So this is right up your alley. Because I don't have kids, so I get in trouble for saying it, but I always think, can you not rather than relying on these big companies in Silicon Valley to get their act together, clearly they're not. Can we not stop our kids from actually going on social media?
Yeah, look, I think there's, it's a complex issue, and I think we need kind of support on this from all levels, from at home and I think the government. I really strongly feel like we should be following, Australia's lead and lifting the minimum age of social media, to up to 16. You can't out-parent an algorithm that's been weaponized this way.